If it's your first day catching one of my live broadcasts, or if you're catching this on the replay, welcome. My name is Tabitha Christopher of tabithachristopher.com. My company founded the Mind Style Makeover Bootcamp, also known as MSMBC. It is a character and resilience building training program that provides students in college, high school, and middle school with a roadmap to succeed academically, athletically, socially, and emotionally. My company also provides resiliency training and wellness training for leadership development within various industries, education, finance, health and fitness, etc. So, Trailblazers, tonight I wanted to talk about this topic of Diamond says it is, of why failure is necessary. That word in itself oftentimes would cause for, I know from I'll speak for my own personal. Right? Whenever I would hear the word failure as a child, I would freak out because we were taught to believe that failure is a bad thing. You don't want to fail. You don't want to give the wrong answer. You don't want to say the wrong thing in a conversation with your family or with your parents or within your extended family and then get the look of shame of like, how could you let that come out of your mouth, etc. So we were conditioned from very young to believe that failure in its own essence is bad. It's something that you don't ever want to be associated with. And in the world of sports, in the world of athleticism, it's the complete opposite. In fact, every single day that you're out there on the field or in the gym, or if you're going over plays in the locker room with your coach and or you're trying to strategize on what the next best way to go for training in order for you to compete better, etc. In that world, failure is what we push for in order to excel exponentially. And so for myself, it was like when I was on the field, on the track, training, whatever sport I was doing, whether it was martial arts, running, whatever it was, we understood that we came out there to fail. That was the only way for us to win. That was the only way for us to succeed. Every single day we went out there, we were breaking down multiple muscle groups in order to rebuild and come back stronger. You see, failure is what helps to build resilience. See, failure is what helps to build our strength. You see, failure is what helps to form those stepping stones towards success. And on the way to that win, it isn't the win that we're focusing on. It is who we are becoming along the process, along the way, in order to be able to not just seize the win, but to sustain so that we can then, on top of that win, get to the next level. Failure is absolutely necessary. So how do we take that concept and merge it in the world of education, merge it in the world of our careers, merge it in the world of how we show up in our families? How do we reframe failure so that we're not so, oh my gosh, so that we're not so adverse to it that we strive for perfectionism, and it slows us down from actually implementing to try concepts because we're afraid of what if it doesn't work. So then what ends up happening is we don't give it our best shot, or we don't even give it a shot at all because of the fear of being associated to failing. Trailblazer, failing is how we learn. I'm going to pause for a moment because one of the Trailblazers came on here and gave a comment. I'm going to read it. All right. So Diamond says, I'm an advocate. All right. So good. All right. Well, then reach out. Reach out. Reach out. What's going on? Highly. I think that's Charles that joined. What's up, Charles? So really quick, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't typically do this. I don't typically do this. And the last time I invited someone to join me on a live was some years ago. But I'm going to invite my new trailblazing friend Charles to come on to join me for this conversation about why failure is necessary, because it is imperative for, especially for students, to grab a hold of this concept while in school, to not be afraid of it. Okay, this is how we learn. This is how we're going to grow. This is how we're going to build the muscles of our brain, of our mind, okay, of our life. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. So Charles, there we go. So Charles said, I forgot when I heard it, but I hear don't fear failure. Not failure, but low aim is. I'm just bringing you on so you can share what you're saying here. How do I? You see, I haven't done it in so long. Ah, there we go. If you're able to come on, then that'd be great if you can join me. If not, that's okay. You can join me in another one. You see that invitation I sent you? We'll see if Charles is able to come on. Hi, Charles. Okay, cool. You guys, this is spontaneous. I didn't even tell him I was going to do this tonight to bring him on, but I did say I was going to bring you on at some point. Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't worry about it, Charles. Thank you so much for going with the flow. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I had my first day of school
today.
Yes.
Wow, why did I think? I thought that was coming up next week. That was today. How did it go?
It went so well, actually. It was more like orientation stuff.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Awesome.
And then tomorrow is my birthday, and I also have school tomorrow as well. So
happy early birthday, Charles! You're welcome. You're welcome. So I met Charles. He was one of the RILA students at in Utah, and this was in June. Was when we met Charles, and just an amazing young man. First time I laid eyes on him was in our group working session, and then from there we just continued to connect. After I did the keynote there, we continued to connect. Well, he reached out to me on social media, and it's just been amazing to see the incredible changes and growth that have happened. Like it seems like overnight, but you've been working towards this, Charles. It's been bit by bit coming, you know?
It has been.
Mm-hmm. So with this conversation, we're talking about why failure is necessary. And I want to hear your perspective on that concept. Like what has your framework been around failure? Have you been adverse to it? Have you had that concept of, it's not that bad? Like share with us what your framework has been.
So originally I used to have a mindset where if there's a chance of failure, I won't try at all. So that's whenever I actually discovered that, don't fear failure, not failure, but low aim is the crime. And that has stayed with me quite a bit.
Yeah.
And recently, I've actually noticed the more I fail, the harder I try next time at the thing that I failed at. And I also was able to change my perspective. It's not failure, but a learning opportunity.
Yeah, and that's so good. It's so good. And thank you for sharing that, Charles. And that I really like that. Low aim is the crime, because we weren't meant for anything low. We have so much in us to give to everything, you know. there is John Maxwell. I was watching an interview that he did with this famous podcaster, and he said what he would do with himself before he was married and had children is, he was in a leadership position and he found himself not doing as well as he thought he would do. And that was freaking him out because he has so many people depending on him to make the right decision all the time. Is that possible, Charles?
Not even close.
Right. Okay. So what he then took on was, okay, he started to face the word itself and the power that it holds. He said, okay, how did I fail today? What did I love about it? What did I learn from it? Just as you said, failure is an opportunity to learn. Failure doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just, okay, how am I going to respond to this? That's going to determine where we're going to go next. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so good. What's happening, Billy? All right, and then someone else came on. Okay, so Diamond said, my daughter is a senior in high school, so busy this year. Tips needed. Charles, what year are you in this year?
I am a junior this year.
Okay, so good. This year, I want to ask you, what's the one thing that you want to see happen this year for your growth?
Oh, that's quite difficult. But I think because I go to the military academy, I think I would like to see me climb up like 2 ranks by the end of this year.
Awesome. What is it going to take in order for that to happen?
I actually need to be on time to all of my classes. Okay. I need to have at least 3 hours of service at the Camp Williams locations. And I also have to have my grades meet a C or higher.
Okay. There we go. But you see, doesn't that make it easier when you know what the requirements are?
Oh, it makes it so much easier. I think having like an actual goal is amazing. But one thing that I also heard was goals that aren't written down are just wishes.
Yep.
In order to actually like progress through, you need to write it down and measure where you are throughout the time of your goal.
100%. And so what tool are you using to keep these goals tracked and then measuring? What tool are you using?
I personally have a whiteboard that's just regular. It's at the end of my bed, so every day I wake up and I see my whiteboard and I have a list of things that I want to do in that day. So I like to break down my goals into like daily things.
Yes.
I know that's just a preference of mine, but I realize that if it on a daily thing, I can measure it a lot better and then progress a lot faster.
Yeah. And doesn't it feel good when you're able to like take a line through it and like did it, done?
Oh.
Yeah, that's awesome.
At the end of the day, once I'm done with those goals, I wipe it down and then I set up new goals for the next day.
I love how you're so involved. You're so involved with it because you know how easy it is just to put something up or put something down in a book and then forget about it.
Exactly. I think that's why I like the placement of it, and then I like it being a daily thing because it keeps me interactive with the goals.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, this is so good. And I saw that you went to the gym earlier today. How was that for you?
It's awesome. I started working out a lot more, and it's helped with like my confidence and my mental health actually. And then my mom has been going with me, and we are starting to go to the gym every single day, Monday through Friday.
Excuse me. Oh, you're not playing. You guys are really not playing.
It takes some dedication.
It does.
It's waking up so early, but I've also realized if I wake up earlier, I'm more productive throughout the day.
Isn't that something? It's true.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, okay, so then what time do you typically go to bed then so that you can be able to wake up early?
I usually go to bed around 9 to 10-ish.
That's a good time. Okay.
And I have like nothing planned throughout the day. I also have 2 alarms because I tend to sleep through one of them, sadly. But
well, listen, you're doing everything to set up intentions to win. Okay. So, all right. So I see Diamond has some. She would like some tips for her daughter that's a senior in high school and has a lot of things going on her plate. So the reason why I was asking Charles these questions about what his routine is and how it's helping for him to stay focused, stay motivated, stay involved. What I love about what you've done, Charles, do you remember the 5 A's that I went over in June during that talk? Maybe not all of them, but the first one was awareness, to be aware of whatever state or situation that you're in, right? That may need to change. Acknowledge that you're going to need help, right? And then after you acknowledge you need help, seek out the wise counsel to get help, and then take immediate action on whatever you're, given from that counsel. And then after that, you have attitude and accountability. So you've been hitting everything of what you said so far. You've hit on the 5 A's, and that accountability is powerful.
I actually have the notes I took on your speech hanging up on my wall right next to my window.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Come on. This listen, when we talk about transformation happening, you have left no room for anything to come in to be like, oh no, let's go ahead and snatch Charles back. You're like, no, we're not doing that. We're not. Nah. Good for you, man. How do you feel? How do you feel about yourself with all of that's a lot that you've done in a short period of time?
It's been quite a bit, and it's like a daily battle, but after that day's over, I feel so much better.
There you go. Come on. Yeah, you already said, right? So every single day, we're going to be faced with all kinds of options and temptations that's going to come. Even memories of what we've been, our old self, of what we were once used to, what was comfortable. But then the new self is like, but I was miserable back then. I don't want to feel miserable anymore. And if it takes me having to choose a different type of hard so that I can experience the best of life, so I can give my best to it, I'm gonna choose to go that way. So it's a choice that it comes down to. Yeah, we're all gonna have our struggles. Yes, there's gonna be the battle of the mind, but we have the power to choose. And I love that you're choosing each day in each moment, Charles. And I also want to encourage you and everyone else that's watching to give yourself grace. All of us, we're in different parts of our journey, okay? Charles wasn't always here where he is right now today. He has a story to tell, okay? And maybe one day you can come on here for another time and he can share it with you all, so that you're not thinking, oh well, yeah, he's a perfect kid. He always had this stuff figured out. He'll be the first to tell you, no, he had his own struggles. I had my own struggles. Every single one of us have gone through and will go through struggles. They don't stop, okay? But neither does the opportunity to choose to grow, okay? We can choose to grow through those struggles. We can choose to not let them own us. We own it, okay? So yeah, you got some family coming through, Charles. Is 8-0? Yep. Awesome. So good. They coming to represent. That's right. Okay, so Charles, I want to thank you for coming on here to make this conversation tonight so rich. This is good.
Of course. And then before I leave, Diamond had a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
They're like more adulty questions, but I had a couple of thoughts. So one thing that I've done was I created a priority list of the thing I need to and want to do, then what I need to but don't really want to do, and then my wants. And then I put it in from the category from need and wants, needs, not wants, and wants. And then on top of that, if she doesn't really have a routine that works for her, that you've helped her figure out, maybe try to encourage her to find her own way, because I think that's another struggle that me and my mom had, was she kept on wanting me to be like more productive and all of this. But it was until I figured out what would work for me that it started working.
So good. So good. Diamond, I hope you're still there. And I hope that what Charles said helped to provide some incredible tips. That was good, Charles. There we go. See? Come on.
I know I'm just like a teenager and don't know all of the things, but
Charles, please. You're not just a teenager. You're a trailblazer. Right?
That is true.
Yeah, you're a trailblazer. So each of us, no matter what our age is, we're able to have positive impact. And how you show up, and this is what I'm going to tell you guys right now. When I met Charles, he was very attentive to everybody that was in the group. Like, what I loved about how you led, it was about you put people first, right? And in that, you were able to make sure that the needs were met and then the mission was fulfilled for the whole. And so, and that's what we're here for. We're not here, if we're just here about self, I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a really hard and lonely and unfulfilling existence. But when we look at as each other as a whole, as a unit, as a family, as a community, whoa, the power that comes from that, it's to the point where it gets to where it's unbreakable. So yeah, so Charles, good looking out. It's so good. All right, you guys. Charles, thank you. You did great.
Thank you for letting me.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm going to say good night to everyone. Charles, good night to you. We'll be talking soon. So, yes, so good. All right, everyone. You're watching the Mind Style Makeover Monday, and with our special guest, Charles, all the way in Utah. All right? Yeah. All right, well, have a wonderful night, Charles, and I look forward to chatting with you soon, okay?
All right. Thank you, Tabitha.
You're so welcome, Charles. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everyone. Continue to have the most amazing night ever. God bless you real good. And we'll see you next time for the next Mind Style Makeover Monday chat. Oh my gosh, before I even get off here, how could I forget? This is very important. Coming up in September 11th. Wait a minute. No, September 12th, September 13th, and then in October 11th, I am hosting my company's first Own Your Story, Prioritize Your Well-Being workshop. And so this is where participants can expect to learn how to boost your energy levels by over 300%, improve your mood and sleep quality, and enhance your overall well-being. This is going to be transformative. I am going to be providing access to my Mind Style Makeover method that I've used to help top-level executives and Hollywood elites get their health back on track. So it's going to be a powerful training. I'm looking forward to doing it. It's going to be so awesome. So that's going to be September 12th. That's Thursday, September 12th, Friday, September 13th, and Friday, October 11th. Same exact training. You got 3 different days to choose from. It's going to be happening right here in Pensacola, Florida. All of the information you can get access to when you look for the link that is in my bio. I'm going to put that link right down here in the chat. Give me one moment here. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can just go straight to my bio on Instagram and hit the link that's up there. And then it's going to open up to the link tree. Press the button that says learn how to boost your energy by over 300%. Press that, and then you'll see all of the information of the venue of where it's going to be held, and then put the date down to be there. You guys, the best part about it is it's free. I know this valuable training is free to anyone who is registered for the event. So you want to make sure that you get registered. I believe we have close to 40. I think it's probably over 40 now. 40 registered. We have limited seating available. The venues are, they're a good size, but there is a max capacity for each one. And once we hit that for each date, then registration closes. All right. And I don't know when I'll do this training again, to be quite honest with you. So if you're able to make it, come on out. You're going to be glad that you came. Trust me. You're going to be so glad that you came. What? Are you serious? Charles said you're going to be there? No way. Fantastic. You know what? I hope. Well, here's the thing. I don't have the online option. Wait, I got to read this comment really quick. I got to read your comments before I go off. And I know you guys are watching over here on YouTube and LinkedIn. You're like, Tab, get your face from right out of the camera like that. I got to reach over there. Instagram is right over here on this side. In fact, let me take the phone down and bring it close to me because I got to read you guys' comments. Okay. Awesome. So good. Diamond was saying, Charles, you're so mature. I know, Charles, sorry, there is no online option for this training. Savannah just came on. Okay, fantastic. And then 801.Hime said, Charles, you're so strong and the kindest person I know. Stay strong. I hope you're okay. Fantastic. So good. All right, you guys, that is it for tonight. In fact, remember, you can go to my bio on Instagram. In fact, let me see if I can put the link here in the comments. Okay, good. There's a link right there that you can go to. It'll take you straight over to that landing page. If you're going to it on your phone, you're gonna have to scroll like forever. And then at the very bottom of the form is where you can put in your information, email address, so you can get updates to remind you of when the training is getting closer and closer so that you don't miss it. You're not gonna wanna miss it, trust me. You're gonna wanna be there. All right. So God bless you real good and look forward to seeing you guys next time for the Mind Style Makeover Monday. Bye.